It's not like a brand new drug that's been just created that may have an unbelievable monumental effect, like kill you. We're going to know very soon. And I can tell you, the FDA is working very hard to get it out. Right now, in terms of malaria, if you want it, you can have a prescription. You get a prescription. And by the way, and it's very effective. It works. I have a feeling you may, and I'm not being overly optimistic or pessimistic. I sure as hell think we ought to give it a try. I mean, there's been some interesting things happened and some good, very good things. Let's see what happens. We have nothing to lose. You know the expression? What the hell do you have to lose? Okay.
So what do you say to Americans? Nearly 200. I'll spell out. Nearly 200 dead. What do you say to Americans who are scared, though? I guess nearly 200 dead, 14,000 who are sick, millions, as you witnessed, who are scared right now. What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say. I think it's a very nasty question, and I think it's a very bad signal that you're putting out to the American people. The American people are looking for answers, and they're looking for hope. And you're doing sensationalism, and the same with NBC and Comcast. I don't call it Comcast. I call it Comcast. Let me just for whom you work. Let me just tell you something. That's really bad reporting. And you ought to get back to reporting instead of sensationalism. Let's see if it works. It might and it might not. I happen to feel good about it, but who knows? I've been right a lot. Let's see what happens, John.
Hey friends, that was our president schooling NBC's Peter Alexander. And I like today how he referred to Comcast as Concast. I despise Comcast almost as much as I despise Monsanto. I think it's a horrible company. They overcharge for everything, and they have most of us over a barrel. You want high-speed internet and cable? You better get the Comcast bundle. And it's exorbitantly expensive. No wonder people around the country are beginning to cut the cord. Comcast will eventually die a painful death under its own bureaucratic weight. But I love how our president was talking about some very real hope. Evidently, according to Gregory Regano, in studies, a group given hydrochloroquine, which I believe the president was just talking about, that's the malaria drug, and azithromycin, which I believe is an antibiotic, in a recent trial, 20 out of 20 people given both of those things were made better. Now, if that's not real hope, tangible hope, quantifiable hope for the American people, I don't know what is. Now, obviously, this treatment news was broken wide open just a day ago, and it's not something NBC's Peter Alexander cares to talk about. He'd rather talk about the panic and the fear in the American people. You got to love our president, a true boss.
What do you say to Americans who are watching you right now who are scared?
I say that you're a terrible reporter. That's what I say.
Friends, I want to let you know right now, I didn't know this was going to happen the other day, but our friends over at Organic and Naturals are offering economic assistance. It's a special coupon code for anybody who needs it. You're all welcome to use it, I'm told. It's Health Assist 33 for 40% off any of the CBD oil and related products over at Organic and Naturals. I'll leave the link below this video. Obviously, CBD can help relieve stress, improve sleep, and build your immune system. And the new coupon code they gave to me in this time of need for so many of us is Health Assist 33, and that will get you 40% off. They've never done a discount like this before. They say go ahead and use it. So I just wanted to share that with you. And additionally, this is something that NBC reporter would prefer to report on. Cuomo in New York City, the governor, orders 100% of New Yorkers to stay home, while Italy confirms another 600 deaths as martial law declared in that nation. Meanwhile, we're hearing that in California, they want people to remain on lockdown. And I do want to read a text that I received today from a trusted source. Now, to protect this source, I will not reveal who it is, but I just want to read the text for you. It's a friend of my friend who says his dad works for the government in Homeland Security. He said that they are preparing to mobilize the National Guard, preparing to dispatch them across the U.S. along with the military. Next, they will call in first responders. He said they are preparing to announce a nationwide one-week quarantine for all U.S. citizens. All businesses will be forced to close. Everyone must stay at home. They were told to pack and be prepared for up to 30 days deployment, which he said means they may extend quarantine up to 30 days. My friend said he was told to notify our family members and friends. and have them stock up and be prepared. They will announce this as soon as they have troops in place to help prevent looters and rioters at the stores. He said he got the call last night and he was told to pack up and be prepared for the call today with his dispatch orders. He thinks they will announce this before the end of the weekend to keep people home beginning on Monday. Now, many of us live in states where the governor has already shut down virtually every business with the exception of pharmacies and grocery stores. And frankly, when everything's already shut down, there's not much of a need to travel or go anywhere anyway. So this isn't a huge surprise. I just wanted to share it with you guys in case it does come to pass. That would give you this weekend to get out on your own when you choose to go and stock up on more goods and supplies. Now, guys, in my view, we couldn't have a better president sitting in the White House. Can you imagine how differently this would be going if Hillary Clinton was in the White House and playing ball with the globalists who want exactly what's happening? This crash of 2020 is now worse than the Great Depression. I would say look for a bounce in the near term in the stock market and look for a huge bounce if this news about hydrochloroquine is true, proves to be true, and begins to cure people en masse. We could see the stock market, we could see the Dow bounce 5,000 or 10,000 points in a week. But one thing is certain, friends. If things continue in the direction they're going and there is no immediate cure on the horizon, things are only going to get worse, economically speaking, before they get better. An historic day for the Fed, which bought a record $107 billion in securities on Friday. As the Fed balance sheet explodes, it's a tremendously troubling thought. The Fed injected in 1 week almost the entire amount of liquidity it did in all of QE2, and it was just barely enough to keep stocks from plunging. And yet, fall precipitously they did, with the Dow closing on Friday down 913 points, another 4.55%. So let that sink in. As the Fed and the government itself moves to helicopter money, they're now talking about sending checks, $1,000 check to every adult who can show a loss of 25% of income or more because of the coronavirus, and I believe another $500 per dependent child for those people. This is true helicopter money like we've never seen before. And it begs the question, how does this thing ultimately play out? How do they paper over a Ponzi, which is now so out of control, not even the Fed's trillions can stop it? Well, I think we know the answer to that, and ultimately it's not good for our purchasing power. Now, what's really alarming about the spread of this thing is the number of patients that end up in critical condition and need ventilators. In London, hospitals have run out of beds amid this virus outbreak, and of course we're seeing the exact same thing, but exponentially rising in Italy. So if that text I received from my friend about the possibility of Americans being forced to quarantine in place comes true next week, you'll understand why. It's not so much fear-mongering as it's a race against the spread of this thing becoming exponential like we've seen in Italy versus the race for a cure. And it is my hope and prayer that hydroxychloroquine and possibly combined with azithromycin will be a cure. Again, 20 out of 20 patients in a trial all got better with that combination of the malaria drug and an antibiotic. It's huge news. It's wonderful news. And I, for one, am very grateful that President Trump is in the White House leading the charge against this thing. Friends, thanks so much for tuning in. I want to let you know that I'm planning to get Harley Schlanger on the line at some point this weekend, and he's going to bring us up to speed on the economic situation and the political situation in Europe and globally as he sees it. So for those who have a question for Harley, please feel free to leave that below, and I will try to ask him on your behalf. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And for real news 24/7, you can visit us directly at sgtreport.com, the antidote to corporate propaganda. God bless. Bye-bye.
Somebody told me who was very wise, said, if for every illness, 30% is actual illness, 70% is mental. So please do not be afraid.